To health matters now, reporting on suicide and attempts at suicide has over the years helped increase the awareness of the act. But mental experts are concerned that exposure to more information, especially on social media, is giving rise to more incidents. And as a step to reduce the acts of self-harm, the Suicide Research and Prevention Initiative, SERPIN, is championing the cause for more education about suicide and how to prevent it. Our correspondent Mary Alale Yusuf reports.
When a certain doctor plunged to his death in 2017, there were, strangely to most, a rash of copycat attempts. In other words, some tried to end their lives in like manner. This phenomenon was not strange to mental health experts, who say that people with suicidal tendencies tend to imitate attempts. Those events and others have birthed this engagement between mental health professionals and the media at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital.
It affects a lot more people than the person who is a victim of suicide. Many people within the society and even the family, the members of the society, they are shaken when suicide happens. But suicide and its prevention, really, they are legitimate topics of public interest.
Depression is one of the more common causes of attempting to end one's life.
Someone that has depression, it's all about his mood. The mood is just down for no reason. Or it may be for a particular reason, but it's now beyond the necessary. Once somebody who has depression gets to the point of hopelessness, usually the next thing is suicide.
So this thing is harmless.
In a world where at the touch of a button, information can be sent around the world in an instant, health practitioners believe that the media can be of immense help in disseminating information.
Quite a number of young people who are at risk of suicide. It's the information, the abundant information is there for them. So we also need to start channeling information towards ensuring that they don't feel the need that suicide is the only option. We need to avoid hyperlinking of suicidal material in social media.
In the interactive session, the press have been asked to include helpful information in their reporting, like these SERPIN hotlines. Mary Alale Yusuf, Channels Television News.
The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, are accusing independent tank farm owners of fueling the lingering scarcity of petrol in the country. The chairman of the Suleja branch of IPMAN, Mr. Salihu Butu, is accusing depot owners of selling the product above the pump price. Well, according to the Department of Petroleum Resources, the NNPC sells petrol to depot owners at the rate of 117 naira per litre, but the independent marketers say that they buy the product at unregulated prices ranging from 130 naira to 150 naira per litre.
From the last quarter of 2017 till date, the nation has faced a fuel crisis that has refused to disappear. At the Suleja depot, the main point of supply to the nation's capital, trucks loaded with petrol file out one after the other to supply the product. "117 trucks have been dispatched from the depot this Saturday, while 150 trucks have already been dispatched on Friday to service Abuja and its environs from this depot. Security operatives are attached to each of these trucks to ensure there is no diversion of the product.
We are carrying the product from all the loading depots in the country. And how can we divert the product? Well, we brought it here. If to say that the tanker driver are diverting product, they will divert it since from the loading point. But this, we just brought the product here. And it is all a matter of just to dispatch the product and go to the station and discharge it. How can we divert the product?
We are covering Niger, Nasarawa, Kogi, and FCT, and environs. So all the trucks that are going there must be escorted by an officer of Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, so that the fuel will go right to the assigned destinations on the way bill.
As much as this situation is raising hope that the queues may soon disappear, the petroleum marketers want the government to address some issues, including illegal activities at the depot and the disparity in the forex issued to them.
The private depot owners, when they get the product from NNPC at an official price, for the purpose of selling to us at an official price, they give you one account for the official price, another account for the unofficial additional price. If the government feel that they want to help the masses, they should subsidize dollar and give us the dollar and at a rate that we can import this product. We are ready and willing to import this product and make sure that there's product all over this country. Well, because of the price, two things must be done. Either full deregulation. If NNPC federal government want to control it, he should give us dollar as a price that we can be able to import this product, so that every product will be everywhere.
If you like, you push out necessary truck today. If you don't push out tomorrow, by next tomorrow the queue will reoccur. So I think our major challenge that you've seen queue occur in Abuja has been that there has not been consistency in pushing out trucks, which is due to lack of trucks coming to Abuja, especially from the southwest. You can only bring in this water from southwest as we speak now, and the roads are bad.
The queues have become a common sight, especially in the nation's capital. It still remains uncertain how long it will take the relevant authorities to address the situation.
Meanwhile, 13 petrol stations in Niger State have come under the hammer of the Department of Petroleum Resources for selling PMS above the government-approved price of 145 naira per litre. Some were also sealed for hoarding the product. Well, this is coming days after the DPR held a meeting with oil marketers who were alleged to be smuggling the product out of Nigeria to neighbouring countries. According to the DPR controller in the state, Abdullahi Jankara, the department is setting up its surveillance to raid the state of activities of such oil marketers.
We call all the marketers to kind of giving them a stern warning that, look, anybody that will bring a petroleum product to Niger State, you have to really be in total compliance with the 145 naira per litre, and exactly that's what we're doing today. Before, when we go to the station, we used to ask them to revert to 145. But we come to observe that immediately we leave such stations, they will revert back to 200 or whatever. So what we choose to do today is that any station will go that they are selling above 145, will see the station. And until such a station come to pay penalty to the federal government of Nigeria, before such station will be open with our supervision, then the product will be sold to the public. There must be total compliance. That's the position of DPR.
The federal government has given the assurance that the Nigerian government will never export or ship substandard agricultural products to the international market. The Minister of Agriculture and Natural and Rural Development, Mr. Aldo Ogbe, explains that the European Union and the Food and Agriculture Organization have warned Nigeria to stop packaging agricultural produce in polythene bags. Chief Ogbe says that the government is working to start the production of jute bags in Nigeria to ensure that the produce meet with international preservatives standards. He was speaking during a meeting with the Interministerial Technical Committee on Zero Reject of Agricultural Produce and Non-Oil Exports.
The EU and the FAO are warning us that we should not continue to package our produce using polypropylene bags. They are not really healthy. The good news is that we were in India 2 months ago, and the machinery will be arriving here before the end of July for producing jute bags. We will buy the sewing and the cutting machines and then teach our farmers to grow kanaf and jute. It's a backward integration. We will need about 400 million sacks per annum to package our grains, because these things must be totally carbon-free. Again, if you don't have them, you can't ship anything to Europe, not even cotton. So one opening leads to many other doors. I don't see anything less than 2 to 3 million farmers growing jute. And then we can use the core of the jute to take care of oil spillages in the Niger Delta. That's the waste element from the jute.
Chief Audu Ogbe, the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development. Let's shift gears now, shall we, very quickly to business news with Ann Wawudo.
Thanks a lot, Gimba, and welcome to Business News. The research arm of FSDH Merchant Bank is forecasting a real gross domestic product growth rate of 3.16% for this year and 4.09% for 2019. It expects growth of 2% in the agriculture sector, 3.2% from trading, and 4% from the mining sector to lead real GDP growth this year. FSDH research also affirms that the outlook of the equities market remains very positive in 2018 and expects Nigeria's macroeconomic environment to strengthen further. But the research firm says that rising social unrest in some parts of the country could pose a downside risk to the economy, leading to escalating inflation rates. The Kogi State government plans to improve its revenue base and create jobs for its people by leveraging on its potentials in cassava and cashew nut farming. The Commissioner for Agriculture, Mr. Kehinde Olorutoba, who was speaking at a meeting in Abuja, says that 350,000 hectares of land has already been acquired for the realization of this vision, which the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mr. Audu Ogbe, supports.
We believe that if agricultural tribes in Kogi State, the issue of unemployment will be a thing of the past, and there will be wealth creation for our people. Presently, Kogi State is the largest cassava producer in the country. Kogi State is the largest cashew producer in the country. And we have not even exploited 10% of our potentials. And that is the reason why we said it is important we gather the captains of industry, the end users of particularly cassava and its derivatives. We still do a lot of importation of starch, of ethanol, and this puts so much pressure on our foreign exchange.
We're currently still importing cassava products worth $650 million a year. Not to talk of the foreign market. Ethanol, sweeteners, industrial starch, to mention just a few. You have land, use it. If we have land, let's clear it. Let's put it to use. The forest and the bush are no use to us. It's what we do with them. So people of Kogi State, let me congratulate you in advance. With the investors I see here, and with the potential you have, it shouldn't take too long for you to say, we didn't know we could do it.
The equities market reversed last week's gain, recording losses in every session this week. The all-share index lost 3.39% to 43,127 as investors took profit across major sectors. A total turnover of 4.42 billion shares, worth 24.2 billion naira, and 29,573 deals were traded this week. All sector indices closed in the red, with industrial goods index recording the largest loss. Market breadth was negative at 64 losers against 23 equities, which appreciated in price. Some of the notable stocks of the week are Dangote Cement, GT Bank, Nestle, Mobil, and ICO. Let's see the fixed income market. The overnight lending rate is up by 3,333 basis points to 45.5%. And this is coming as outflows via OMO sales worth 389.9 billion naira and Forex sales worth $210 million outweighed the inflow of 67.6 billion naira via matured OMO bills. Analysts at Codrus Capital are expecting the overnight money rate to contract next week as inflows of maturing OMO bills and coupon payment of the February 2020 bond are likely to outweigh outflows. And that's business news for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ann Wawudo.